Well, hello there. These are the church announcements for the Tomorrow River Lutheran Parish that we would have shared together had we been able to worship on May 17th, the 6th Sunday of Easter. We have no parishioners in the hospital right now, as far as I'm aware, but we do have a number of folks in need of prayer. And so I commend the prayer list to you. You can always find it, links both above this video at the top of the website and below in the written announcements, that you would print that off and that you would continue to do your diligent work praying for people of our community and connected to our community. We have a couple of families in the initial stages of grief where things are fresh and hard, and so I commend to you Kathleen's family and Tom's family and ask for your prayers. We got very sad news that Kevin, this is Ken and Dolores' son, has been moved into hospice, and so we will be praying for that entire family, all the branches, as God's will is gently worked out in Kevin's life. And for those of you connected to that situation, you have my prayers, and I walk with you in it. We're also adding a couple of folks. Don, member of Nelsonville, who is recovering from surgery this past week, is back home, and Nell, who is fighting cancer. So those names, parish members, if you want to know more who's who on that list, you feel free to call Suzanne and we will fill you in. But here up on the web, we have to keep a certain level of anonymity, and so you'll figure out who we're talking about as you think about it. All right, the East Central Synod continues to collect information for us about all things pandemic related, and we have a list on our website of things that are pandemic related information, things that you can use, things that you probably want to know. You are aware that a couple of days ago, the Wisconsin State Supreme Court struck down Governor Evers' safer at home rules, and so right now there is a patchwork of openings and closings happening across the state. And however you feel about that politically, the leadership of both churches has decided that it is not yet time for us to reopen. That is in keeping with the advice we are getting from the Synod, from the Bishop, from the National Church, the ELCA, and from the Wisconsin Council of Churches. There is an awful lot to do before we can safely reopen. Remember, part of our life together is that we care for those of our community who are most vulnerable. And again, whatever one thinks about the Supreme Court decision, whether it was right or wrong, is as a question of a matter of law, the way that things are opening now will almost certainly result in more infections, at least in the short term. And so it's not time yet for us to reopen. We are looking forward to that day with great eagerness, and people in leadership in both congregations are making preparations for the most probable paths of reopening so that we can be safe and so that we can again resume our communal life in that way that's so precious to us. On the website, and again, links above and below, you can find the most recent guidance that we have from the ELCA and from the Wisconsin Council of Churches. Both of them are exceptionally detailed and exceptionally good, and will give you a sense of how much work there is to do before we can reopen. One more bit of information. We've already had people who have called in or contacted us and said, if you reopen, I'm still not coming. It's not smart for me to come. I have underlying health conditions. I'm older than 65, whatever it is. I want you to know that for the foreseeable future, we're going to keep doing these video conversations and these video offerings, and that we know that some of you will make decisions that you need to make, and we are certainly going to honor our commitments to you. We are family together. So don't be afraid. Nothing's going to be taken away from you. We're talking about adding things back in to our communal life. This avenue will continue to stand as long as it's needed, and I have the strength to do it. So that's that. Other things, there continue to be collages of the pastors and the churches up on the web. You are welcome to print yourself a copy. If you would like us to print you a copy and send it to you, we are happy to do that as well. High school seniors, I love seeing your pictures out in front of the school. I wish it wasn't like it is, but I'm proud of you, and your church is proud of you, and we are excited to see how your life unfolds going forward from this point. We as always, a quilt has been made for each one of you so that you can remember your church. You can remember that wherever you go, you're covered in our love and our esteem. There's going to be an open house on Wednesday the 27th. Wednesday, May 27th. We will also email you this, of course, but on the 27th from 10 to 12, you come in, obey social distancing for goodness sake. There'll be a number of quilts spread out at Peace for both Peace members and Nelsonville members. The quilts will be spread out at Peace, and you take the one that grabs you and that fills you with joy, and that'll be your quilt and your gift from us, specifically from the women who work so hard all year long in both churches making quilts to send them around the world. So Wednesday the 27th, 10 to 12. We do also want to say, since we're talking about graduates, that the Gir Holt Scholarship has been awarded. We have awarded 2 young women, Veronica and Rebecca, have both received $1,000 scholarships to help them on the next steps that they have in front of them. Young women of whom we are very proud, and these are people to watch going forward. Their lives will be filled with grace and with power, and we're honored to be part of that path. A reminder that CrossWay Camping Ministry has canceled their entire summer season. If you had already sent in monies to them, you should contact them, and they are working very hard to come to financial arrangements with everyone. Whether you want to get your money back, make it a donation, or apply it to future years, they'll work with you. I invite you to remember track with your donations of food and monies. There are instructions below on how you might do that, and a shopping list above. Confirmation kids, remember that you get credit for watching worship videos and the small catechism videos. The small catechism videos, that's confirmation now. That is the class. And so some of you I know have not yet watched a single one, and we've got 4 weeks of them up, and responses to each of the lessons. That's 8 videos. You better get going, or your summer is going to be this grim, horrible thing with you sitting in the basement watching me hour after hour after hour. You don't want that. You don't need that. Do your readings, watch the videos, let us know, get credit. All right, again, for everyone, this catechism class is available, and we're doing it just like we're doing the Sunday sermons. I do a presentation on some part of the catechism. You respond with questions and observations. I respond back. It's a hoot. It's a lot of fun, and I hope you join me. We are aware that some of our numbers are not online active. And so we do have the capacity to send DVDs of all of these offerings to anyone who requests them free of charge. So if you can't get online and watch the videos of services in your church or teachings, we'll send you the DVDs, but we need to know that you need them. So here's the problem we have, of course, is that this video is being posted online, and people who need the DVDs, by definition, can't see it. So if you're watching this video, I need you to think through a circle of 10 or 12 people in your church that may not be online active. And I need you to call them on the phone and ask them if they're able to access the pastor's videos. make sure that we have their email address. Tell them if there's any question about whether or not they're getting, that we have their address. If they're not getting emails from us, they should call Suzanne. And we would love to have their email address. We'd love to know that they're online capable. If they're not, have them call us and we will start sending DVDs to them, toot sweet, free of charge. Please, everyone listening to this, think of 10 or 12 people in your church. Call them. Worst case scenario, we have some lonely people who get 15 phone calls this next week. That would be spectacular. All right, so help me out with that. Again, we're starting a pandemic craft show, first on the web, and then we'll do it for real when we reopen. But whatever you're working on, quilts, woodworking, painting, sculptures, calligraphy, cooking, anything that you're doing, send us a snapshot of the novel that you're working on. We'd love to put it up on the web, and we're looking forward to sharing all of those things together. There are other announcements below that we've gone over in previous weeks. I'll commend them to your reading as you have time or opportunity. Know that you're missed. Know that this is a transition to something new. That this time we're in is not going to last forever, and that what is coming will be odd at first, but will become precious to us. God has been taking care of these churches for 130 plus years. That's not going to change. We are fine. Together we are strong, and I am grateful that we are in partnership together for the gospel of Jesus Christ. You be well. I do love to hear from you. Bye-bye.